Yeah, go ahead. Thank you. Good evening, Chair Scott, Vice Chair Hen, and esteemed members of the Baltimore County Board of Education. First and foremost, thank you very much for extending to me the opportunity to address you all and provide an update on the 2021 General Assembly as it draws to a close. I submitted a written testimony for tonight, so I will condense what I already submitted for my oral testimony. Legislatively, this was a big year for education. We started the session with an override of Governor Hogan's veto of the blueprint for Maryland future, a multi-billion decade-long plan to revitalize our education system, while also providing necessary capital for physical construction of schools and improvement to existing schools. This legislation will radically change things in our school system, providing but not limited to an increase in for student funding statewide, as well as increased investment in early childhood development, better pay for Maryland educators, increased funding for special education services, expanded career technical education in high school across the state, and funding for school construction projects. To that last point on capital funding, I will certainly be fighting for every dollar I can. The overcrowding situation in District 8 and beyond has been untenable for quite some time. So I'm hopeful that with the passage of the blueprint, we'll be able to tackle these issues further. It is two new schools, the new Northeast Elementary School at Rees Road and the new Northeast Middle School, approved and ready for construction. The sooner we can get going on those, the better. And I hope we can add a new Northeast High School to the area with the additional funding provided in the blueprint. On top of the veto override of the blueprint, we also subsequently passed legislation that will help tackle the increasing learning gap as we deal with the ramification of a year of virtual learning. While many have adapted well to learning outside of the classroom, for some, it is a struggle. They need in-person, hand-on experiences, and this will help provide tutoring for those students who need to make up ground post-pandemic. It also extends the year as the veto pushed the timeline for implementation back. I'm pleased to announce that House Bill 48, which would bar center from attending comprehensive school throughout Maryland, unanimously passed the Senate today. Differences between the Senate and House version will need to be worked out, but this is a nation's first and a strong response to events that transpired last year. Potential methods include using MSD Home and Hospital program, which provides education to those who cannot attend in-person classes, though it is left up to local school board to develop the appropriate responses. This bill both protects student and educator while also codifying the proper response for when a student has to register on the sex offender registry. One thing I would be remiss not to mention is the ransomware attack that took place earlier this school year. I would like to see better communication with local and state officials when things of that nature take place. Finally, I would like to say that while not always perfect, I think that our state and local governments have a strong relationship with Dr. Williams, our superintendent, and the rest of BCPS leadership, as well as the Board of Education. It is not always easy, and there are certainly areas where communication needs to improve, but overall, I think there is a lot of mutual respect between entities, and we are all able to recognize that. There may be differences of opinion. We are all doing our best to provide the best learning environment for our students, faculty, and staff. But I think that both Superintendent Dr. Williams and the board have been doing a great job, and I look forward to continuing working with you in the future. This is an exciting time as we get ready to implement the blueprint for Maryland's future, and we will need to work together to ensure that implementation goes off without a hitch. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me tonight.
Thank you, Delegate Bendari. Next, we have Ashley Wellington calling in on behalf